area just beyond the hills.
Hitler believed that the original Aryan race migrated from a polar Hyperborea, following a solar religion dominated by the warrior ethos and the conquering spirit. A more aberrant view of Nazi occultism comes from Miguel Serrano, a Chilean diplomat and author. His work on Hitler describes a cosmic struggle between the order of Nazis who are currently located in a hidden base in Antarctica against a demiurge, Judaism, Christianity, and Freemasonry. The deliverance of the Aryan race will come when Nazi flying saucers emanate from Antarctica and take over the world. Many theories have also circulated about a possible hole at the poles, where adventurers could gain access to subterranean utopias. Agartha and Shambhala are two mythical cities in Central Asia whose existence has been either literally or figuratively believed in. The Dentians of Agartha stand for worldly power, while Shambhala is the abode of mystical enlightenment. Ex-SS Nazis were brought to America by the CIA under Project Paperclip and given senior posts at NASA. NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena was set up by occultist Jack Parsons, a rocket engineer who was a disciple of Aleister Crowley, and who was notorious for ripping wormholes in space-time and letting interdimensional negative entities in. From the late 1940s onward, an unholy alliance of OTO devotees, Nazis, and senior 33-degree Freemasons duped the American taxpayer of billions of dollars and faked several moon missions in order to further their work on secret black-budget operations. The movie Hellboy strongly resonates with the Nazi SS theme and Jack Parson and Crowley's attempts to open interdimensional wormholes in order to come in contact with alien beings, using ancient ritual. This was of course the goal of Hitler as well, and one of the major areas of research he gave to his Brill Society. Werner von Braun, a close associate to Jack Parsons and Nazi SS scientist, who was also illegally transported to the States via the Paperclip program, took a trip to Antarctica in 1967, 2 years prior to the Apollo missions, in order to study and/or collect lunar meteorites to be used as fake moon rocks, and possibly investigate Hyperborea. Because von Braun was a former SS officer, hoax proponents have suggested that he could have been susceptible to pressure to agree to the conspiracy in order to protect himself from recriminations over his past. Hubbard, founder of Scientology, was also friends with Jack Parsons, and to give everyone an update on my Cassini satellite project Lucifer research, Scientology makes its way into the syncretistic fray in 2009 with the film Quantum Quest: The Cassini Space Odyssey, as John Travolta, a Scientology guru, highlights the cast. Shia LaBeouf, our Optimus Christ Cube Guardian, stars alongside our Matrix Messiah Keanu Reeves in a story concerning Magog, the son of Lucifer trying to use the Spear of Destiny to unleash hell on Earth. Let's not forget Magog was the nickname given to George Bush Sr. by the Skull and Bones Association. According to legend, the Spear of Destiny is said to be the spear used by the Roman centurion Longinus to poke the side of Christ upon the cross to make sure he was dead. This act fulfilled a biblical prophecy concerning Messiah, Psalm 34:20, but one of the soldiers pierced his side with a lance, and immediately there came out blood and water. Either Joseph of Arimathea or Mary Magdalene collected these mystical substances in the Holy Grail, after which it, along with the other utensils involved in the crucifixion, the spear, the purple robe, the reed wand, and the crown of thorns, disappeared. Only the Spear of Destiny has supposedly ever been found. A young Adolf Hitler became entranced by the aura of the spear while it was on display in Vienna. A guide told him that the legend was whoever possessed it would control the destiny of the world. Hitler became an avid researcher of spear lore. When he rose to power in Germany, Hitler annexed Austria in 1938 and retrieved the spear for his own. Hitler surely knew the medieval relic he retrieved was not the actual spear. Heinrich Himmler also knew it was not the real spear, as evidenced by the design of his Wewelsburg complex, the symbolic seat or center of SS power. Near Paderborn in Westphalia, Himmler believed the spear was something far more profound. René Descartes referred to the pineal gland as the seat of the soul. It's often referred to as the third eye. It is believed by some to be a dormant organ that can be awakened to enable telepathic communication, or an uplink between this realm and higher realms. Science has recently discovered that the pineal gland is covered with crystalline structures called calcite microcrystals. In his book, The Spirit Molecule, Dr. Rick Strassman states that in addition to melatonin, the pineal gland secretes a psychedelic chemical called DMT. His case studies are loaded with astounding stories of another realm experienced under the influence of the drug. These testimonies include contact with otherworldly beings and locales and knowledge of the underlying unity of all that is. Himmler's Wewelsburg Castle is the point or apex of the actual representation of the Spear of Destiny. From a bird's eye perspective, the entire complex looks very much like the human brain. Stranger still, the Eye of Horus, or the Eye of the Moon, also fits nicely into this map, implying that Horus, Jesus, and all other sun gods were representations of the psychedelic experience, discovered through the DMT pathways in the crystalline-covered hallways of the pineal gland. This is also the eye that you see atop the pyramid on the dollar bill, the one true Stargate and inner Messiah. The magic psilocybin mushroom being the manna or his flesh Catholics so ignorantly take in wafer form at communion. And here's an excerpt from Daniel Pinchback's Breaking Open the Head on his first experience with DMT. As I had been warned, it was like smoking a shard of lawn furniture. With the next intake, the unfolding and unveiling began. Runes and geometric patterns filled the air, hovered around me, tattooed themselves over the walls, the furniture, the other people in the room. These images were copper or golden colored, and I only had a few seconds to look at them. In those few seconds I saw an intricate interweave of sacred geometrical motifs, pentagrams, seals, and symbols, golden triangles, drawn from every mystical and traditional source. I seemed to be projecting forward at an incredible speed. At the periphery of my vision I saw twisting white columns like high-tech swizzle sticks, as if I was following a ladder or lattice up, or in or out of all of the above, to hyperspace. I had the sense of floating through a fractal tapestry, a curving and infolding plane of synthetic plastic, fantastic whiteness and gleaming colors in endless vibrant hues. This extra-dimensional realm I had pitched into was made, I felt certain, of data, of quantum equations, visible shamanic harmonics, and the self-weaving fabric of extra-dimensional superconsciousness. It was science fiction made fact. A dimension devoid of natural things, of plants and of human need, of our weak and imprecise symbol systems. DMT land was an interweave of tantric mandalas, virtual reality fantasies, stained glass areola, a 10-dimensional Walt Disney World projected into some far-fetched and far-flung future. There was in that place rushing toward me an overwhelming force of knowledge and sentience. I knew it was impossible that my mind on any level had created what I was seeing. This was no mental projection. This was not a structure within the brain that the drug had somehow tapped into. It was a non-human reality existing at a deeper level than the physical world. Suddenly, I was rocketing through their cities, multi-dimensional, jewel-faceted, hard, and immaterial places, where geometrical and tentacular constructions were being taken apart and reconstructed at lightning speed that I cannot recall more than a tiny trivial fraction of. They were humanoid as far as I can remember, which is unfortunately not far enough. I recall a blue entity, blue like the color of certain celestial Buddhas in Tibetan Tenka paintings. Gesturing in my memory, I see him with one hand raised, waving at me. There were fountains and spinning mandalas like lit-up roulette wheels or flowering chakras that seemed organic as well as mechanical. At the center of the city there was a great fountain like the fountain at the center of a Renaissance town square, where bits of data or perhaps mathematical potentialities or burbling new test tube universes were flowing in rainbow patterns of ultraviolet froth.